If you've ever treated yourself to a Hershey's chocolate bar, you can thank the vision and determination of Milton S. Hershey. He wasn't just a brilliant chocolatier, he was a dreamer who believed chocolate shouldn't be a luxury reserved only for the wealthy, and in chasing that dream, he built factories, founded a company town, and constructed a mansion known as High Point. Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. Milton S. Hershey was born in 1857 in rural Pennsylvania. Life wasn't easy, and he had very little formal education, but from a young age, he was determined to learn the confectionery trade. After several failed attempts at starting his own candy business, including ventures in Philadelphia, New Orleans, and New York, he finally struck gold, or caramel, when he returned home and launched the Lancaster Caramel Company in 1886. By the 1890s, his caramels were so successful that he employed over 1,000 workers across multiple factories. At the turn of the century, Hershey became fascinated with the idea of making milk chocolate affordable for everyone. He sold his booming caramel business for $1 million, an enormous sum in those days, to focus completely on chocolate. While others might have thought he was throwing away a sure thing, Hershey's gut told him that caramel was a fad and chocolate was the future. With his new fortune, Hershey purchased farmland near where he grew up, an area that would become Hershey, Pennsylvania. By 1905, the original Hershey chocolate factory was up and running, churning out America's first mass-produced milk chocolate. The factory needed workers, so Hershey built houses, shops, and entertainment facilities nearby. He famously named the main streets Chocolate Avenue and Cocoa Avenue, and the small community quickly grew into a thriving company town. And in 1906, Hershey set aside 150 acres for a community park, believing people needed recreation to thrive. Over time, that park evolved into Hershey Park, a family theme park that continues to welcome guests from all over the world. While the factory and town buzzed below, Milton and his wife Catherine built their home on a gentle rise overlooking the chocolate empire. They named it High Point to reflect its lofty views of the community. The house, made of locally quarried limestone, became a place where they hosted friends, community members, and even employees, always sharing the beauty of its surrounding gardens. Although it later served many purposes, including a country club headquarters and corporate offices, it was forever known as the Hershey's cherished hilltop retreat. As we make our way into the mansion, we'll see a mix of new and old photos to gain a better sense of how the mansion has been adapted over time. Back in Milton's day, this would have been the view as he swung open the front door. In place of a chandelier, a brazier rose towards the rotunda's oculus. While the rooms have been closed off by curtain walls, they were originally all open to the rotunda, a design feature that wasn't common when the house was built. Off to one side, we find the parlor, which had been decorated to the height of the era's fashion. The room was overflowing with artisan features, including statues and paintings to impress guests from the moment they arrived. While most of the original furnishings have since left the house, several of the parlor's key architectural elements remain intact. Continuing around the rotunda, we come across the formal dining room where curio cabinets held hundreds of pieces of crystalware. And while the curio cabinets and chandelier remain, the ceiling has lost its intricate plasterwork. Though, the Hersheys were a bit more relaxed than other families of means and entertained from their breakfast room rather often. This room has been nearly untouched by time, with its backlit stained glass panels still showing just as brilliantly as ever. There are several more public rooms on the first floor, including a massive sun porch that wraps about the mansion's facade, as well as the original billiards room, which retains its rich woodwork. As we head up to the second floor, I'll tell you the rest of the story. By 1930, High Point's first floor became the original clubhouse for Hershey Country Club, attracting golf legends like Ben Hogan and Sam Snead, as well as local families. Even then, Hershey continued to maintain a residence in the house, though he reduced his footprint to only occupying an apartment on the second floor until his passing in 1945. Milton and Catherine couldn't have children of their own, so in 1909 they founded what is now Milton Hershey School, a home and school for children in need that's still flourishing today. And when the Great Depression hit in the 1930s, Hershey kept his workers employed by funding ambitious building projects, including a grand hotel and community center. Few company towns could claim that no one lost their job during those hard years, but Hershey's commitment to his employees made it happen. Milton was defined by these big ideas, mass-producing milk chocolate, nurturing a model community, and providing educational opportunities for kids in need. High Point, that stately mansion perched above the chocolate factory, still stands as a reminder of his generosity and forward thinking. Nowadays, it houses offices for the Hershey Trust Company, a fitting homage to the philanthropic spirit that continues to shape the town and institutions he created. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. What did you think about High Point? Did you have a favorite room? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.